Hey everybody, and welcome to Bible class. Can you join me in the Gospel of Luke chapter 10? We're going to take another step in our exploration of people who crossed paths with Jesus. We have noticed just ordinary people, right, who cross paths with an extraordinary person named Jesus. We started this series in the temple, studying about Simeon and Anna, who crossed paths with Jesus when he was just a few weeks old. At the age of 30, we watched as John the Baptist crossed paths with Jesus at the Jordan River. We went into Jesus's hometown synagogue and noticed that not everybody who crossed paths with Jesus believed that he was who he claimed to be. We spent some time at night with Nicodemus, and most recently we went into the house of a Pharisee and watched as a woman of the city who was a sinner, that's the way she is described, comes out forgiven and close to Jesus, while the one that we might have expected to be on good terms with Jesus, in fact, still had a long way to go. If your Bible is open there to the Gospel of Luke chapter 10, we want to go into another house, the house of two sisters. We pick up the reading in Luke chapter 10, verse 38, where Luke tells us as they went on their way. We're talking Jesus and his closest disciples. They went on their way. Jesus entered a village. We learn in other contexts, and we might dig a little bit more as a class in just a moment, that this village was named Bethany. Bethany was very, very close to the city of Jerusalem. Jerusalem was a big city. Bethany was a much smaller village, and that is where Jesus comes. In Luke 10, there is a woman there named Martha who welcomed Jesus into her house. Can you imagine Jesus coming where you are and you having the opportunity to welcome him into your own house? That was Martha's opportunity. Martha had a sister called Mary. And I want you to notice what Luke tells us. Mary sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. We know that often disciples would sit at the feet of their teacher and eagerly listen to what that teacher had to say. That's what Mary is doing. But verse 40, Martha is described by Luke as being distracted. You know what it is to be distracted, right? Here it's not anything evil or inappropriate necessarily that Martha is doing. She's distracted with much serving. And she goes up to Jesus and says, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her then to help me." What does Jesus say next? That's what we really want to focus in on as a class for the rest of our time together. Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her. That's it. From that point, the scene shifts. But before I kick it over to your in-person class teacher, could I draw your attention to this good portion phrase? Mary has chosen the good portion. That idea of a portion shows up all over the book of Psalms. In Psalm 16, verse 5, the Lord is my chosen portion and my cup. You hold my lot. Psalm 73, my flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Psalm 119, verse 57, the Lord is my portion. I promise to keep your words. Psalm 142, verse 5, I cry to you, O Lord, I say, you are my refuge, my portion in the land of the living. So here's the question. What did Jesus mean by Mary has chosen the good portion which will not be taken away from her? What do we make of Martha being anxious and troubled, distracted? What can we learn from that? And after this, where do these two sisters show up again in the gospel accounts of Jesus' life? We're talking people who crossed paths with Jesus. Today, two sisters, Martha and Mary. So let's talk about them. Thanks so much for being in class. Hope you have a great rest of your class and a great start to this new week.